Okay, what's up, guys? Back with you again for another. Well, this isn't a mock draft. Draft is over. We're actually just here now, showing the roster. What I came away with after draft. I was gonna make this a short. I've tried multiple times and I just, I'm not feeling like I have enough time because I want to talk about my picks a little bit with you guys. Anyways, give me some team name suggestions. Matt Boyd is just making me mad right now, if I'm being honest. So that's why the name is Matt Boyd Spicy Meatball. And again, if you haven't been watching the previous videos, this is an 8-team Superflex point per reception league. So if you're questioning why I made some of these choices I did, that's why. So my first pick, which I was eighth overall. My first pick, first round, Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar Jackson. He's going to get you points. I think he has one of the best arms in the league. He's probably the best running quarterback. It's honestly between him and probably Justin Fields, but Lamar Jackson is, he sees the field better, he processes better, he throws the ball better. He does all the quarterback things better. He's one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best. He's up there. Then Omarion Hampton. I don't know why I can't speak. Fell to me in the third round. I gladly took him. Oh yeah, I forgot. By the way, like, comment, subscribe, all that normal YouTube stuff. It really does mean a lot. Your support is just awesome. Anyways, moving on, David Montgomery fell to me kind of late in the draft because reasons. I think people just forgot about him because he was behind Jahmyr Gibbs, and he had a not great season last year because of that fact. They lost Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson's super big on splitting the backs, and they didn't do that as much last year in Detroit. And who suffered for that? David Montgomery. I'm just putting that there. Sorry. Moving on, I went ahead and got AJ Brown. I think he'll have a much better season this year in New England than he had in Philadelphia last year. Upgrade at OC, arguably upgrade at quarterback. And I think the wide receiver room, there's less competition for him. Say Smith in Philadelphia, who may or may not be better than AJ Brown. It's just kind of a toss-up from week to week. I think he'll get more targets. I think he'll do good there. And also, the best team in the division he's in now is the Bills, while the two teams that aren't the Bills or the Patriots are really bad. Whereas in the East, the Commanders were not great. The Giants weren't great. It was just, I think there is a different level of competition he's dealing with in the East where it helps him get points. Next up, a guy that fell way further than I expected, Tedero McMillan. I wasn't expecting to get him as late as I did, but I was very happy when he fell to me. One of those guys that when I grabbed him, people were like, whoa, he was still on the board? Yes, he was. And that also goes along with Jalen Waddle. Super happy to have him. I think he's going to have probably a career year out in Denver. And, not that his, scheme was bad for him in Miami. I think the scheme was good. The quarterback was bad. And also playing with Tyreek Hill meant Waddle could get open, but at the same time, if you could get the ball to Hill, you should probably get it to Hill. But now he's the number one guy. But his number two is not shabby. I like Courtland Sutton a lot. I just think Waddle is the better receiver, and I think Denver traded everything they did for Jalen Waddle for a good reason, and I think he will be used a lot. I'm super excited to see what he can do for my fantasy team. Now we got Gadsden, okay? This was a pick that I had him circled on my draft board. Did I say drop? Oh! Right after I draft him. Yeah, no, he was circled on my draft board, not super high up. I wasn't gonna get a tight end unless it was like, Bowers, uh, Bowers, McBride, Loveland, or Tyler Warren. And I got sniped out of Tyler Warren. I was so upset about it. But yeah, I said if I can't get one of those guys, I'm just gonna sit back and wait. And when Gadsden comes up on the draft board, I'll grab him because I don't think anyone else is really looking for him. So I went ahead and got him. I think the Chargers offense will be good if, they can stay healthy outside of the center who's already hurt. We'll see about that. Anyways, I think he'll be good. Is Njoku like the starter? I think that is the biggest question mark, right? And if things change, I do have a guy in mind. Brenton Strange is a guy I drafted in the last few rounds. He went under the radar. Last year he helped me out a lot. I think he's probably Trevor Lawrence's most dependable guy. Maybe not most dependable, but last year towards the end of the season, I picked him up because I needed another tight end there at the end, and he was good for me, Yeah, I wouldn't say he saved my season. That was Kyle Minogue guy. That's all on Kyle Minogue guy. But Brenton Strange helped me win some games late in the season. Rome Odunze, I think breakout candidate. He would have done it last year. Like, he would have been one of the best receivers in the NFL last year. He started off as the best. The problem is he broke his foot. Happens. Foot's healed now. He's looked great in training camp. I think there is a case to be made for Rome Odunze being one of the best wide receivers this year. Because, if teams focus too much on covering Luther Burden, oh, look, Rome Odunze. I think he has kind of benefited going into this year from the revelation that was Loveland and Burden. And I think Rome is going to have some very favorable matchups because of that. Next up, Jeremiah Love. I can't prevent myself from drafting rookie running backs. It's my favorite thing to do. Last year I had like 4 or 5 of them. This year I was only successful in getting Jeremiah Love. I tried to get Price. I tried to get Mike Washington there the last few rounds, but I got sniped so bad. I was actually a little aggravated by it. It hurt. It hurt to see that happen. But yeah, I don't know who else is going to get the ball. I mean, Jacoby Brissett can get completions, but I mean, if you draft a running back 3rd overall, you're going to give the ball to him, I would assume. So I think he's just going to kind of pop off a little bit. Joe Burrow, I hope he doesn't get injured. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I spent my first 2 picks, so my first round, second round picks, back-to-backs because I was the 8 spot. I spent those picks drafting quarterbacks. Could that be a mistake? We'll see. But right now, the goal is either wait until someone has an injury on their roster and needs a quarterback, or someone realizes that they drafted a quarterback too highly that isn't good enough and they need a Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson, and they're willing to give me like a guy like Devon Achane, Jonathan Taylor, one of those super high-end running backs that I could swap out somewhere. We'll see. But yeah, if not, Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson are both guys that can drop 25 to 50 points a game. And if I can get both of them dropping 50 in the same week, like they do that when they play against each other a decent amount, and they play each other twice a year. If they both drop 50 against each other, oh baby. I think that's a week I just win. I would be super happy about that. I drafted the Vikings defense. Defense went super early in the draft. Like, it's like round 10 or 11. out of 18. I went ahead and got mine around 18. But yeah, Texans were off the board quick. Then there was just a massive run of defenses. Rams gone. Seahawks were taken. All this stuff. And I was like, I'm just going to sit back and take Minnesota. I like Brian Flores as a defensive coordinator. I think he should have been in consideration for a head coaching job more than he was. But here we are. Um so yeah, I would gladly take the Minnesota defense, and I think they got better this year. So I think they'll do pretty good. And my league we got rid of kickers, okay? Because it's just not fun to deal with them because they either get like 60 points or 3. We did adjust defense scoring. I might, if people want, I can make like a short or something going over it, but essentially they'll score more in line with like a tight end instead of being like negative points unless they're really bad. Uh, but yeah, we saw last year the Seahawks defense against Minnesota, that Max Brosmer game. They scored almost 30 points because they had so many interceptions. Vikings defense against the Bengals, I think, had like 40 points. Yeah, it's really fun. I might make a video going over it, and I kind of want to make some adjustments. We'll see after like week 1. I think I'll talk to the league and be like, hey, we should change this because I think shutouts aren't scored as well as they should be. We'll see. Next up, in like the 16th round, I wanted a quarterback on my bench for, to deal with the 2 bye weeks I have to deal with. These guys, oh. Okay, Kyler Murray is up for trade. Um, Potentially. I did not realize he had the same bye week as Joe Burrow. Okay, that threw a wrench in the works. Was I looking? No, I wasn't. I just saw Kyler Murray was on the board really late and decided to take him. So yeah, Kyler Murray, 6th week bye. That's 6 weeks to feel out trade offers. Because if I can get rid of Joe Burrow for an elite running back, I might do that. We'll see. Then Quinshon Judkins, Kyle Monungai, Malachi Lemon, which no idea how he fell to me. Kyle Monungai, honestly, I took him too early because all week I've been like, well, he's injured, guys. He's not going to play that much. He's my glue guy, though. I don't really need him on the field that much. I just need him to be present on my roster, and he's going to make everything better, just like last season, where I went from bottom 2 team in the league until I picked up Kyle Monungai on the waiver wire because I saw Swift was injured. I put like most of my waiver wire cash on Kyle Monungai that week. Like I pretty much blew my entire wallet to get Monungai when Swift went down before that Bengals game. And then, he gets almost 200 yards from scrimmage, saves my season. I love Kyle Monungai. I owe him my life. Also, just like when he was drafted, I was like, oh, yeah, who's Kyle Monungai? Because I think I heard his name a couple times before in like some like pre-draft conversations. And, the whole thing of, oh, yeah, this Rutgers running back, he's really good, Big Ten running back. He should be like a day 2 talent, and he also has never fumbled. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then when I saw we drafted him, I was like, I need a refresher. And then I looked at highlights. I was like, okay, how did he go in the 7th round? Awesome. So yeah, I got Kyle Monungai in like the 10th, which is fine. I have no problem with that. He won't really be used until later, but we'll see. He's week to week now. At worst, he comes back in November, but at best, he's back week 1. So he could be back whenever. That's okay. I don't really need him at the moment, but there might be a time in the future where I really, really need him. We'll see. Malachi Lemon. I said Malachi. It's Makai. I suck. Yeah, he was there late, and I said, well, he's supposed to be the future of Philly, so I'm gonna pick him up. I might drop him at some point on the waiver wire. We'll see. We'll have to see how the season goes, of course. Jacoby Myers, eh. I'm not super excited about the pick. Once we got later in the draft, I started not being as thrilled about my choices. Kenyon Sadiq, hey, you know, who's he behind in tight ends? Apparently he's above Mason Taylor. All right. I think he might be a favorite target for Geno Smith. We'll just have to see. I like what he's got. You know, I was kind of sad that I didn't think the Bears could draft him because I was like, we're not drafting a tight end this year, right? We'll probably pick up some veteran just to be a blocking tight end. We drafted Sam Roush, which, hey, he's looking good. But yeah. Anyways, that's about it. That's my roster. Tell me what you think down below. Maybe send me some advice on what I should do about the Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray situation I got going on. I could just punt that week. We'll see. If I'm 5-0 week 6 when it becomes an issue, yeah, I could just punt that week basically and throw like Quinshon Judkins in my Superflex. Right? I don't know. We'll see. So yeah. That is because it's not a dedicated quarterback slot. So I just need someone that will get points. Anyways, that is my 8-team Superflex PPR league draft results. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time. And I might give you guys some updates on how this goes in either community posts or whatever. This channel mostly covers Chicago sports, so if you are a fan of Chicago sports, I highly recommend you giving me a subscription. It's free. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Bears games. Maybe doing some shorts on some Bears stats. I don't know. Cubs, Bulls, Blackhawks, Bandits. I might talk about the Sky in the future. It's just the WNBA just has so much. It's hard to talk about WNBA and have it be about the WNBA because it's just so much drama around it. Because you can't talk about how great of a player Olivia Miles is and how is she rookie of the year. There might be a case for MVP, but you can't talk about how great she is because you have to talk about how great another player is that isn't her, and that it. Sorry, I just don't want to really talk about WNBA because it's just everything gets blown out of proportion. No one wants to actually talk about the game, and that bothers me, and I think WNBA commissioner is not great at their job. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you stick around for more content in the future, and I'll see you next time.